Welcome to Balancing Act, your podcast for health, fitness, and juggling life. On this week's episode, we discuss the menopause, New Year's resolutions, and New Year's gossip. I'm Holly Bergin, and my co-host is Sharon Craig. Sharon, you're looking very tan today. Are you managing to juggle sunbathing and washing up and?
Oh, look, it's a struggle, but I get it done. I prioritize, I sit out in the sun first before I do the dishes.
Suntan lotion and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, of course.
40 degrees heat.
Yep. And a lot of fluids.
Get a lot of what?
Drink. Just a lot of drinks.
What kind of drinks?
Drinks. Yeah, what drinks do you drink?
Soft drinks and stuff. Well, no, actually, no, not soft drinks.
Okay.
When it's too hot, there's no alcohol because then that's just dangerous. Drinking in the sun. It is a recipe for disaster. No, I made all these ice cubes with fruit and just juice. So cranberry juice, pineapple juice, and I've just frozen them and I just stick a mix of them in a bottle and just top it up with like fruit juice and some soda water. It's delicious. Very hydrating. Nice. Yeah.
I made banana milkshake. Is that the same thing?
Oh, I didn't know. You can do. Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing. Yeah.
So we've got our first guest on the show this week, Deb Anthony. She is a clinical psychologist, and she was kind enough to share her story, or her menopausal story and journey that she is currently on. So I guess let's get into that.
Yeah, it was really interesting talking to Deb, actually.
Really
down to earth, very candid, great person to talk to.
Yeah, and just honest. And well, I guess if we get to watch a part of the interview because we obviously had to pre-record, but yeah.
Hit the button, Nathan.
Technical difficulty.
I don't know what's the first one. Sorry, just a minor technical issue there.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We no.
We've got it now.
We've got it. Okay.
Sorry, you'll do that on the live show.
All right.
I apologise here. This has all gone not according to plan. Hang on.
It was a bit of an eye-opener, actually, talking to Deb, because, I know that she lives over there, you know her in real life, and obviously I don't know her in real life. And she'd never talked to me before at all, and obviously she's talked to you a little bit, but the way that she was just so open and honest, and it was like I'd known her for like ages when she like came on, and I was just asking her all these
easy to talk to
questions. Yeah. And I was
and funny. So she was
really
just funny and just a lot to share with us. And well, obviously once we get the recording up, it's.
Yeah. It was about the menopause, and actually, like, guys watching this may think, "Oh no, this isn't for me because I'm not going to go through the menopause." But actually, what she was saying had a massive impact on the men in her life and things. Not going to give too much away, obviously, because we've got the interview, but it does have an impact on the men. So
not just the men, but everyone around you. So I think it's just it's an awesome
life, work,
story to share and to discuss. So I think we're good to go now. All right. A clinical psychologist and a on the side sex therapist. So it's great to have you on the show and share your story with us. So I guess just tell us a little bit about yourself, Deb.
In addition to being a clinical psychologist, I'm a ragingly hormonal menopausal mum of 3 kids.
Obviously, we met up the other day for a brief chat and just to sort of get a sense of your journey that you've been on, and obviously, you know, that big topic of menopause and I guess how it's affected you and I suppose everyone around you. So when did it all start for you?
I first noticed some of the mental health symptoms when I was 38, and I went to the doctor and went, "Oh, something's not right here."
Yeah.
And I was immediately dismissed. "You're too young. You're not 40 yet. You're too young."
Gosh. Okay.
And I'm like, no, something's not right. Something's not right. So I, being a healthcare provider, I had access to all the journals. So I did some research and realised that just a basic antidepressant was the treatment for the mood stuff that I was experiencing. So I just faked the symptoms and went back and I got the medication, and then I just plodded along real nicely. And then, life got tricky during COVID lockdowns, and it just felt like things just kept getting worse and worse. So earlier this year, earlier 2024, I started trying different HRTs through my GP, and I was burning out at work. Doesn't matter. I had a big holiday coming up. I was going to Europe with my mum. Things will be fine. That was a bit of a debacle of a trip.
Where did you go?
We went to Germany and Poland and France. And it was
nice mix.
And then when I came home, I just had a full-on breakdown. Just couldn't go any further any longer.
You've obviously, being a clinical psychologist, you had your own practice. So, you know, obviously spent years building that up. How long did you have the practice for?
I started in private practice in 2016.
Yep.
And I built up a brilliant little practice, just me and 2 staff. I take students and supervise students, and developed a specialisation of working with gender diverse and sexuality diverse folk.
Yep.
And just burn it to the ground basically in one day. Just didn't go back to work. That was it. Sent a letter, said I was sick. Sayonara, people.
Just completely hit the wall.
Yeah. Could not bear the thought. I still can't bear the thought. I've been to my office once since. Yeah. And this is menopause. This is nothing else but that, you know, you read those articles, some women can't work anymore. Weird.
And that's the thing, like you, when you obviously first went to see your GP and they sort of just brushed it aside, oh, it's nothing to be concerned about. But the fact that some GPs or professionals just brush it off, it's really frustrating actually. That
the doctor that you saw, I'm going to be controversial, was it a male doctor?
Oh, not controversial at all. Yes, it was. It was a young male doctor who was just running on the stereotype. I'd even then moved on to see female doctors, and they were like, "You're still too young. You're too young."
But I've read that it can start at 35. So, and some women haven't even had babies by that age. So,
no, it was absurd. And I was saying to you the other day, Sharon, that, you know, I'd read the research. I knew this stuff. And I would, as a clinical psychologist, work with women, and I'd be like, make sure you've got good balance in your life, exercise, diet, social, work, blah, 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 what needs to change. But the reality is it's vastly different when you're knee deep in it. Like, my brain cannot think. I had a friend send me a message yesterday saying, "Oh, are you okay? Where have you gone?" And I'm like, I haven't gone anywhere. I just feel too busy, but I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Just too busy.
And your emotions, I mean, like the other day, I think it was on Thursday, actually just before I came to see you, I thought, I'm going to get on my bike, and I couldn't connect. And I spent about 20 minutes trying to connect my bike through Bluetooth to Zwift, and I couldn't. And I was so close to tears and actually picking up the laptop and throwing it out the window. But then I didn't want to message Nathan to say, why is the bike not working? Because sometimes it's something so simple, and I didn't want to I didn't want him to sort of go, oh, it's just this, you just got to do this. So I ended up going for a really nice walk, which was great. apparently it turns out that he'd swapped my trainer over, so I was connecting to the wrong trainer.
I'm just going to jump in
So I was
and
gonna have
say,
a
that
nervous
was completely
breakdown,
my
but
fault.
My emotions were just, I was just so emotional, and then got snappy with the kids, and it was so hot that day as well. So just
So
being hot and
meanwhile,
sweaty, it just like,
11 here.
oh my God. But I'm just saying, your emotions sometimes you just can't control them. And all you can do is apologize to the people around you and say, I'm sorry, I'm being a monster. It's not you, it's me, you know?
That's funny you should say that, Sharon, actually, because when I got back from France at New Year, the first thing I wanted to do was ride my bike. Within an hour of getting home, 6 p.m, I was like on my bike and it wouldn't connect. Just the same, like you were. It was like you were telling my story, and I was like on because I stream my races on Twitch, and I was just like. The Twitch chat was just breathe, Holly, just breathe. And eventually I got it working, but oh my God, yeah, the same thing. I was like, why is this thing not working?
And just simple things can affect your mood and your emotions, and just unless you know how to control it, or if
I'm
you're taking
still too young
something
for that in my head.
Oh, and that's the thing, you think that, but your
I am
body
thinking
says
that.
otherwise, you know.
No.
And so how do you Deb, how do you deal with it with husband and kids and what have you? Obviously, you know, do they understand what you're going through?
They didn't for up until everything just sort of fell apart in October. Up until that, I think they just thought it was me being a cow deliberately or something. And since then, I've been able to talk to them. Like I talked to my 16-year-old daughter. I'm like, you think about the worst PMS day you've ever had, and you're exhausted and you're stressed, and then amplify that by about 3,000, and then you kind of might be thinking about where I'm at. And the boys, you know, my 18-year-old and 13-year-old are boys, so it's a little bit more difficult to try and help them understand that this isn't a choice.
Oh, yeah. And that's
but I
the
think
thing.
Nathan did you a solid by admitting it was his fault, because you know, you knew that all along. It's always somebody else's fault.
After I'd calmed down, hello.
Oh,
So I can't reach him under the table and kick him.
You just need to give him a look. You don't need to kick him.
The computer's blocking his space. And now, so obviously you started hormone replacement therapy prescribed by your doctor at the start of last year. What sort of changes did you experience in your body, I guess? And did it help any of your symptoms? Did it help, you know, your moods? Did it make a big difference?
It did initially. So I have ADHD, so that's an added complicated factor. Yeah. So we first started with the estrogen gel, which is you have your shower, you put your gel on and you go about your day. But
I've seen the gels.
I'm a bit forgetful, and then I'd get to work and I'm like, shit, I didn't do the gel today. So we moved on to patches, but there's a global patch shortage. So we were driving up to the country and I just depleted the stocks of this poor small country town to get these patches. And I felt really bad about that. I spoke to my doctor and she put me on the pill. And I think that hasn't done me any favours. But initially, night sweats were gone. I wasn't having hot flushes and my mood was more stable.
And what would you say has been the hardest thing about menopause for you so far?
The mood stuff has been really hard. It's much more stable now. I'm now seeing a psychiatrist. I'm getting better care. I'm changing my HRT, I think, next month.
Okay.
We'll see if that works. But the hardest thing, and, you know, I want Holly's address because I'm on the first flight out of here, is what the doctor described was heat intolerance. I'm like, babes, I'm intolerant of everything, not just the heat at the minute, but anything over about
11, Deb, come on over.
Deb's going to go, oh, please.
It's just crazy. Can't even go outside. I live in Yorkshire in the UK, if you didn't know, Deb, but just know I'm sick of it now. I'm sick of it. I've got cabin fever.
No, I've been fantasising about the north of Wales. I reckon that'd be beautiful at this time of the year. I love Wales, but I reckon that extreme north where they don't sell red wine in the pubs kind of place sounds great.
Has she booked her ticket yet?
She has, yeah, she's on her way. Yeah, it's awesome. There's still snow. It's ready for her. I've kept the snow and ice for her. She's very welcome.
When watching that back now, I can just imagine her when she arrives and sees the snow. She's going to throw herself in the snow and make a big snow angel just to cool down.
Oh, yeah, she can. Yeah, that was quite. I mean, obviously I was there, but it's interesting watching it back.
Yeah, just her story. It's
I don't often do that, but yeah.
It's
interesting.
She makes light of it. She makes it a bit funny as well. You know, she's not. It's not. Yes, it's serious, but she's also looking at it from a. Well, this is life. I can't sort of. It's not all doom and gloom. I've got to just get on with life. Get on with my day. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting that she's tried the gels. She's tried the proper sort of pills and patches and all that. So. It's
So guys, have you seen what women have to go through? Right? Are you listening? Because
So now you wonder why we're moody.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, seriously, you guys do get the raw end of the stick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Eve. I don't know. Eve must have really done a number on Adam. I tell you.
Didn't she just? I mean, I was listening to her and because in my head, thing is, I'm going to be 60 and still in my head, I'm going to be 21. So.
But that's good though. If you've still got that mentality, if you think you're 60, oh, I'm so old, then you're going to feel that way. So, and act that way. And I think keep thinking that way. Keep thinking that, I'm 60, but I feel 21. I do. I mean, I'm the same. I don't feel mid 40s. I still feel like I'm 5-10 years younger.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Together, that'd be awesome.
What's that?
We can both be young together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Back to the interview.
Yes.
You're very welcome. We can be grumpy. We can be grumpy together. It'll be fine.
That's great. Yep. No, I mean, it's been really hot here, hasn't it, Sharon? And
oh my God, yeah. And it's about 23 now, so it's 8 a.m. and it was 23 degrees. So I think we're going to have about 33 today. So that hasn't been too bad. We had 41 the other week, which is stinking hot. But to be honest, I do love the heat, and I'm a sucker for lying out in the sun, even at 41 degrees.
Yeah, that's why you're the colour you are, and I'm this pasty white. I look like I come from England. But when you came around the other day, it was just daytime, and I pulled out that ice pack, my cleavage ice pack.
Ice pack on. But also your cooling wasn't working, you said, so there we go. But
yeah,
that doesn't help. But now when we did speak, you were mentioning that weight gain, and so because we've known each other for a couple of years now. We had you and your husband over for a Christmas party at the end of 2023. And I remember you had on the most awesome outfit, bells and whistles. You would have won best dressed if we had a competition, and just bubbly and looking amazing. Because, you had a personal trainer. I think you said you were seeing 3 times a week. So you were exercising and just life of the party. And there's just been, I guess, such a change from then to now in just so many different areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really nailed it when you observed that the other day, that my life has just changed so much, healthy diet, exercising 5-6 times a week, all of that, to now it's not that I'm neglecting myself. It's just now I'm out of the rhythm and the routine, and this weight gain, which is another side effect of the pill I think that I'm taking, is that I am starving hungry 24/7. Like I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm so hungry I feel sick.
Wow.
And I'm not opening the fridge and eating chocolate and ice cream. I get out of bed and I'll chug some milk.
Yeah.
Just in the hope that little bit of protein in my tummy will hold me out until the morning. But, it's pretty horrendous. It's changed my life.
And so you said that you're going to try a different medication next month. And do you think changing that might help?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to go back to the patches and just drive around town and try and find them.
Yeah. Knock on doors.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just go back to the patches and hope that going off the pill will help with that somehow.
Sorry, producer Nathan jumping in here. I've got a quick question from a guy's perspective. And please, if it's too embarrassing to explain it fully, I completely get that. But the patches, are they just something you pop on your arm, your back? Where do they go from? Because guys we don't know this.
On your bum.
I put mine on my bum.
Yeah,
so you, yeah. You rotate it. So week one, the first one hang on, this is in reverse, up, high left cheek, then the next one goes low left cheek, and then the next one goes high right cheek, and then low. So, you're rotating around 4 different butt spots.
And is that your choice to stick it there?
No, I think that's what it says on the packet.
Oh, okay.
And
I wonder why that is.
How long do they last for, before you change them out? Is it a daily thing? Do they go a couple of days, or what? How does that work?
Mondays and Thursdays is when I put them on. But I have seen other women have them here.
That's what I thought. I thought you put it on your arm, but no.
And so these are prescribed patches from your doctor, yes?
Or it could just be that you can't see it if it's on your bum. Maybe. Because if you can your arm and you're wearing a t-shirt.
Does it get itchy?
Yeah, the higher ones, sort of when you put a belt on or your waistband of your knickers or whatever, kind of rubs. And then the low ones when you're sitting, they occasion, it's not 24/7, but yeah. But
so do you stick it on and then? Sorry, do you stick it on and then leave it for a few hours, or what do you do?
No, you're wearing one 24/7. So I put it on Monday night after my shower, and that one stays on until I have my shower on Thursday, and I rip that one off and put a new one on.
But what if you're cycling all the time?
Oh, and you're sitting on your bum.
Well, see, I used to go to PT 3 times a week. I would stationary cycle 2 nights a week. Never really noticed it.
And it still stayed on during all of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And would you not try sort of the more alternative medication rather than prescribed? Or do you need something that's that much stronger?
Or up until when I went to see the doctor, I think I was just in denial. I'm like, it's okay. It's not that bad. I'll be fine. I'll just up my exercise. I'll just, blah, 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 blah. And then by the time I was honest with myself, I think it was just too late, But this is just my journey. I was, I've got a little clique, as we all tend to have, and one of my friends is on the other side of menopause and didn't even really notice it was happening.
Wow.
And then, amazing. And then I have another friend who's like, I think maybe I've got some perimenopausal symptoms. Sometimes I get a bit hot. And then there's me, where I walked myself 7, 8, 9 kilometres to the nearest public hospital and said, please help me. I need help.
Wow. Goodness, hey, that's to get to the point where she did that. And I know which hospital she's talking about, and it is only about, from where she lives, maybe a 10-minute drive, 5-10-minute drive, and she just decided to walk. And when we were speaking to her, she said that she would just sort of sit on a bench and just sit and stare, and that's the point she got to. And obviously we'll part 2 next week. It's you'll hear how it affected her family and everyone around her, her work and all that. And it's yeah, it's
everything.
Menopause is a real thing,
everything.
and as she said, some GPs just brush it off and don't, take women seriously. And it's a topic, or it's something that affects every woman. Some really mildly, some to an extreme like this. I think it's just love watching that back, actually, and just like I said, hearing her talk and tell her story. She's an interesting woman.
Yeah, and it was so good of her to just be so honest and
and
open with us, and the rest of her story is just incredible. Like when she's walking to the hospital and what happens after that and things. So we'll cover that on next week's episode. But I just really appreciated the fact that she was so honest and open, and I'm not really sure I'm looking forward to all of this, if I'm honest.
But, the thing is, I think when I was younger, it was never something my mum ever discussed or sort of warned me or my sisters about, so I had absolutely no idea. I mean, we didn't have social media when we were younger to sort of scroll and get things on our feeds about this. So we had absolutely no idea, unless our mothers shared their story or, what their experience was or whatever. I mean, my mum's now passed away, so I can't actually ask her. And even my younger sister was messaging me and my older sister a couple of months ago going, okay, guys, I'm relying on you to sort of give me advice and guide me and all that, because I have no idea what I'm in for. And I said, well, neither are we, And I've actually started showing my eldest daughter, not so much my youngest because she's only 10, but showing Chloe, my eldest, this is what mum's experiencing, and kind of explains why I've gone from happy mum to psycho mum in such a short period of time, and I think it's all about educating and just for everyone around us to understand, what we're experiencing. I mean, I know they may not necessarily be able to help, but just understand and I guess help where they can, just help do the dishes or keep their rooms tidy or cook dinner or whatever. Just small things can just take that little bit of pressure away and relieve that weight of the world. I think we sometimes feel, when we're experiencing some of the symptoms, like I've started experiencing the hot flushes, which aren't fun. I mean, like when you're sleeping at night and you're just like, oh my God, and you do everything you can to try and cool down. Like when I met up with Deb last week, it was such a hot day. She had ice packs everywhere trying to cool herself down.
Don't need them here. Yeah.
No, you can just throw yourself in the snow and do that snow angel.
Yeah, I'll have to order some snow and ice and stuff for when
she arrives.
Yeah, for when she gets off the plane.
But I think if you're ever in doubt, just go and speak to somebody or go to your GP and just get help the minute you start experiencing anything, because like I said, maybe really mild, but it could also become quite extreme.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that I think Deb was saying, that it was really slow. Like these individual changes in them by themselves weren't much to recognize or notice, but when you string them all together and you look back at it, you can see exactly what was happening. And so I think that's the big takeaway here, which is, check in with both your healthcare provider as well as your family on a regular basis.
Yep.
And, ask
let them
questions.
know what's going on. Because you don't want it to get to a point where you can't do anything.
But then there's always the case, I don't know about Australia or other countries, but in the UK it's really hard to get a doctor's appointment. So for me, for example, you've got to fill in a form online. So if I did a form online and said, oh, I forgot this, or I had a bit of a hot flush at night or something, like a couple of little symptoms, they'd be like, well, just turn the temperature down in your house.
Put your fan on.
Yeah, put your fan. Yeah, like, because they're little things. But then, when you get to the point where Deb did with the hospital, it's kind of not too late, but like it could be too late. But the build up to that, it's all little things, and she's right. The reason why I asked her if it was a male doctor or not was not really to be controversial, was because I've got friends, work colleagues and friends and things who have gone through this, and they've gone to the doctors, and yes, some of them have had fantastic care, but some of them have not. So Deb's case is not a rare one. This keeps happening.
Oh yeah,
and 50%
of
the population is female. So, we're gonna have women going through this, and then if the doctors don't catch it, or not catch it, that's not the right term, but you know what I mean, help and support,
care enough. I mean, just sometimes it feels like something serious. You'll get over it. There, move along.
Whereas, but it's not an obvious thing, and they just sort of, as you say, send you home, have a cup of tea, go lie down,
and from what I've seen and read and what have you, for some women it obviously causes depression and suicide, which I did not realize, that it can, the depression can become so serious that you want to end your life. Anyway, it's
which is way too late, obviously way too late, and there needs to be interventions way before that. But then I don't know if it's because the medical system is kind of broken or overrun, overstretched, etc. If you go to the doctors, are they just? Is it that they don't care, or is it that just because they're so busy, because they've got to see so many patients that day? Is it maybe that's like an adding? What's the?
Well, they're probably thinking,
factor?
this is not something I studied at med school.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I think, like I was saying, it wasn't, my mum never discussed it with me, so maybe it was just not a topic people wanted to discuss, or it was a bit of a taboo topic that it was, you don't talk about that, but now people talk about it a lot more openly. It's just everywhere on my feed, on my Instagram and my Facebook. It's all the posts I ever get is just about this, and women are saying the same things. The doctors are brushing them off. It's not serious. You'll be fine. And
it's not right.
No.
Yeah.
But we find out next week the next part in her journey, and the effect it had on those around her. So stay tuned, and obviously join in next week for part 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've got a couple of regulars. So we've got Bren and Miguel and future ex-wife. Am I missing something here? Oh yeah, when you leave your shoes out. Oh yes. Don't get me started on the shoes.
No, I think what Bren was saying is, I have to say, my future ex-wife has had some pretty terrible postnatal care from female doctors too.
Wow.
I just like the fact that he's used the term future ex-wife.
Wow. Well, I'm wondering if are those doctors older doctors who haven't experienced it yet, or young doctors who have no idea?
I've got to say, I'm just going to add this in from my perspective. It's really difficult, I think, from any guy that to understand this. Like I see it happening with you, and I see the different mood fluctuations and the frustration, and that whole idea that you can't do everything you want to do, and I see that wash across you, and it's difficult for me to understand that in any really meaningful way other than just being empathetic, but I can't recognize it.
But sometimes just being there, being a friend, being a, in your case, Nathan, a husband, being there and caring, that's sometimes enough, because depression is horrendous. And you don't really know. Well, you do know you're depressed, but it's really hard to see out of the tunnel sometimes.
Oh, and you've got people, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's an absolute nightmare, because all you think is like, what am I doing here? And the world is better off without me, and all the things, and and then what do? You just kind of, and then sometimes you don't want to put on friends and family. You don't want to, bother them, if you like. You don't want to ask them for help because sometimes it's really hard to ask for help.
Yeah, no. When you're depressed, I have suffered from depression. Actually, when I was going through my separation, and just in a hole that you actually cannot get out of. And all I wanted to do was I would drop the kids off at school, come home, and I wasn't working at the time, and I would just sleep, close my eyes, I'd do the bare minimum to get through until I had to go and pick them up from school. And then I needed to sort of get out the house or just be active. I would go to the gym for about 2, sometimes 3 hours in the evening after I'd fed them. And, my husband at the time had gotten home. I just didn't want to be around anyone close to me. I just needed to be in my own little space. And just that dark hole that you're trying to claw out of, it's horrible. And unless you can recognize those emotions or those feelings, and either if you're on an antidepressant, great, because that does make a difference. But also for me, I didn't want to rely on a medication to see me through it. So thank God it was not so much a temporary depression. I still get the odd moment where I think, oh, here we go, but I'd get myself through it. But for some people, they've had it for years and years and years, and they can only get by with medication. So for those poor women, that plus in this, coming their way, it's not a fun mix. So I think having that support around you and understanding, I think it's
absolutely, yeah. And if you're not with the right, I had postnatal depression twice. So my children are 2 years apart. So I had my eldest, they're 18 and 16 now. So I was 22 and 24 when I had them.
That's young.
And so you can work out my age now. Wonderful. I'm 41. Right. So, so at 22, I had my eldest, and
I thought you were 21.
Yeah, I didn't.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, how does that?
Oops.
Yeah, how does that work out then? Yeah, oops. So when I had my eldest, I didn't know it. I just thought it was the baby blues, because this is what the textbooks are taught you. Oh, yeah, you're gonna feel the baby blues. You're not gonna really know. What I've just created this human. Now what do I do? Was a single parent at the time for reasons, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I had my parents help and stuff like that, but you suddenly got to keep this little human alive. And I thought, oh, it's just normal what I'm feeling, because I hadn't had a baby before, so I don't know what I'm doing. And then, my other daughter was born 2 years later, and I'd never really, looking back, I'd never really got through the postnatal depression from my eldest. So when I had my second child, it just kind of continued, and actually it kind of got worse. And so that was kind of hard. And I think actually maybe it took me like 3, 4, maybe 5 years to actually like come through that like fully. I did start to recognize, I had like friends, nursery mum friends, and because you make friends with other mums when you've got a child at nursery and things like that. So they were sort of saying to me like, are you all right? Do you want a cup of tea? I don't know, just the things that you need to say to people. And and then I sort of gradually learned that actually it's not normal to kind of feel that low and that depressed. And then and then I went to the doctors about it and stuff, but it took a while, and I didn't have I don't pick guys very well. I did not have a supportive partner at that time. So that didn't really help. And it made it a lot worse actually. So
goodness.
But you get through it, and you do rely on the friends and the support of friends and things like that. So
absolutely. It's so important being around the right people, being around your clique, like Deb said.
Finding your people.
Absolutely, yeah. So New Year. Everyone's obviously likes to start the new year better than the one before. New year, new me.
Find a better guy. Yeah.
Well, that's your mission this year.
My mission.
Need to find your new life partner.
So, do you have any New Year's resolutions? Serious resolutions, that is.
Yeah. haven't really sort of made any. I just kind of to continue to eat healthy, because that's good for your mental health and physical health, a whole lot.
Yeah.
Although today though I did. God, I'm going to be shot at dawn for this, right? But I went to, I bought an Easter egg, just a little one. Right?
An Easter egg? What?
Yeah, I'm so I know. But it was just there, and I was just like, it's just a little one, and I haven't had chocolate for blooming ages, and I really like the thinness of the Easter egg chocolate.
Oh yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
Crack,
it was
that
Cadbury's.
crack when you bite into it.
Yeah, it's really nice. Just a little one. Just
Hold up. So
I don't always like little ones.
Are there Easter eggs on display now where you live?
Yeah, they were on display like Boxing Day, I think.
Oh, did you not see all the hot cross buns in the supermarkets? Literally on like Christmas Eve, I think it was. It was
daft.
or even.
I do go shopping.
Actually, no, that is true. He does not go into the supermarket very often.
Oh, I hate going in there. It's just the worst place in the world.
It's my little break away from everyone.
I did also have chicken salad and like asparagus. Not asparagus. What's it called? Avocado. The green thing. Avocado.
There's lots of green things. The green
avocado, mold, grass. Yeah, I had avocado, scrambled egg, cucumber, Greek yogurt stuff, and chicken in like a salad. That was after my Easter egg.
That sounds super yummy.
See, balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah, see? I'm just an example
coming
of
into the year
title.
Balancing things.
And what about you, Sharon? Have you got any
Sharon,
New Year's resolutions?
Well, I know I haven't really sort of sat down and done any journaling and sort of worked out what I want to achieve this year. But one of the things I am going to do is try and mix up exercising. So not just obviously riding and going to the gym, but getting out and doing trail walks. So I actually downloaded an app. All Trails or something, an app here, and it gives you all the trails near to you or far away from you, I guess. You just put in the area that you want to explore, and it comes up with all sorts of amazing trails you can do. So, short trails, long trails, easy, hard. And I've done a couple in the last week or so, and one of them very local to us, just behind our gym, actually. And I sent some photos to our Discord chat, which I think the link is in the channel. So guys, jump on if you haven't already and join the chat. Just groups of kangaroos everywhere and just minding their own business, just behind all the houses, out in the little nature reserve, I guess. And it was actually pretty awesome watching them all jump and.
They're lazy. They're just all sitting around.
Well, like
kangaroos.
I saw the
kangaroos are
video
sitting around, but the ones when they're jumping, that's really cool. It's what you see in the movies,
in the Discord chat, and I loved it. Yeah, because obviously we have no kangaroos here.
But the thing is, you've got some of them are
the video.
built like brick shit houses. They are huge, and you don't want to go near them. I tell you, the muscles on some of them are they're pretty intimidating. So you kind of walk really carefully when they're near you, because they're not on the paths or anything like that. They're sort of off the side on the grass. But it's
so what you're saying is you don't like the big ones, yeah? That's what you said.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
You're welcome. Nothing.
Brains just said one of my New Year's resolutions is to not put a pillow over your head while you're asleep. Oh, look.
That happens a lot.
Sharp elbow. No.
So what would you say is your what's the 3 tips for making a New Year's resolution stick, or any kind of change? What's the?
I guess don't set the bar too high. I think start small and be realistic. All these resolutions and plans sound great, when you're talking about them and what have you. But when you start doing them, you're like, oh, okay, I think I might have bitten off a bit more than I can handle. So I definitely think certainly be realistic, and maybe even just give yourself a little bit of a timeline and just try one or two things in the first month and say, okay, oh wow, I achieved that. Maybe next month I will do 3 trail runs or 4 or whatever, depending on whatever goal you're setting yourself. And I think obviously it's also important to hold yourself accountable. I think that's really important. And just keep sticking at it, and, you know, let other people know that what you're doing. Like the trail walks that I've started doing, my best friend and I did one last weekend in a beautiful area along the Yarra River. And we're going to be doing one actually this morning after the show as well. We're taking the kids with us this time. So, you know, I think getting other, like, depending on obviously what your resolution is, get other people involved as well, because I think that might make it a little bit more enjoyable, and getting to spend time with friends and family as well. And I think one of the other resolutions actually is, I don't know how doable it's going to be, but I want to try and spend the month of February not on my on social media. I'm going to try and just disconnect from social media. That is going to be really hard, because obviously when I communicate, communicating with friends is going to be hard.
Yeah, because we use our phones to like
Messenger, and I communicate with my elders through Snapchat. So I'm going to have to just use
a podcast, Sharon. So how's that going to...
Well, that's the other problem. And that's where, being realistic, I mean, can I do it? I mean, maybe I can do it for, 5 days a week rather than the full month, so... You
need to set realistic goals, because honestly,
I might have to rethink that one.
A month is a long... Yeah, is it...
Well, that's why I've chosen February, because it's a short month. Nathan's shaking his head.
I mean, maybe you just go 24 hours, see how that goes, and then.
Oh look, I've done it. I've done it before, actually. When I was starting to experience my depression, and like I said, it was whilst my ex-husband, almost before my ex-husband and I were separating. Just being in Adelaide for the Christmas break, I actually disconnected from social media for the full 2 weeks. And you know how it was so amazing. I just didn't want to look at my phone at all, because I knew the minute I connected again, it would just go mental with all the notifications. But it was just so good to sort of clear your head and not wonder what other people were doing. And it was actually really, it was a bit of a detox. It was, I can't think of the words, just was on the tip of my tongue. It was refreshing.
Yeah.
Just how clear my mind felt. So I think I definitely will do it, whether it's for a full month or not, I don't know. But I also think I might try and get the kids to do it, just for even if it's for a day, like once a week on a Sunday or something. One of my sister's friends years ago, she and her family, she lives in New York. She did something that she called Switch Off Sundays. So none of them, including her husband, who's a music producer, bigwig, none of them were, on their devices. So they just spent proper quality time together, and not on their phones, not on their iPads or whatever. So I definitely think there's there's benefits in it. So I would recommend doing it. Anyone want to do it with me? Obviously we can't talk to each other when we do it.
No. Anyone in the chat? I don't think I could.
No, we wouldn't be able to, though, because we wouldn't be able to chat to each other.
Also, I don't particularly want to do it. I think you've got to want to do it, and I know it would be in the benefits and stuff, but I don't think I want to be off social media, because I don't really. I use Discord a lot, which is social media, isn't it? But
I suppose with Zwift, you've got to have your data on. So
yeah, see, I can't.
No, it's going to be hard. I don't think I've thought this one through very well.
No,
it all sounded great at the time.
I think it's not a bad approach, but as you say, maybe just reduce how much.
Yeah, no, I think and one of the topics we are going to be talking about in next week's show is doom scrolling. And I just noticed over the Christmas period, Nathan and I, my daughters were with their dad for the first half of our long summer holiday, so they're with us now. But I just noticed we weren't doing much, which was lovely. It was a complete switch off over Christmas time because we had 2 weeks off. But just constantly both on our phones. And I'm like, oh my God, that's just I really noticed it And I thought, I don't want to be on my phone all the time when the kids are with us. I just want to be present at all times and just start the year better, being a better parent and not always being on my phone. You know, like if the kids ask me a question, I'll just hang on a second. I'm just going to quickly check something, you know, and just scrolling.
Yeah,
you know?
well, just actually, I saw a video on social media. I probably saw a video about this. Oh no, I think it was a TED Talk actually. So, the TED Talk was basically. So I'm just going to get my phone. Hang on, unplug it and just turn off the thing that's on here. Right. So if someone's talking to you and you're on your phone, and you know, it can be your child or your colleague or your friend or anything, or you're in a meeting and you're on your phone and you're going like, oh, just da 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 da, but you're talking to the person, but you're still on your phone, right? Well, you know, you imagine you're talking to me now and I'm going, yeah, I'm answering all your questions and things, but I'm just typing on my phone. And then what you do is you put it down so that instead of like being on your phone, they start talking to you, and unless it's very, very urgent, like, I don't know, you know, that has to be done that minute, put it down, but put it face down, but let go of it. And then the person that's talking to you actually knows that it might be a subconscious thing, but they know that they've got your attention.
Yeah.
I hope that's sort of coming across like what I'm trying to explain. And then when you're done with the conversation, because what is that urgent that you can't just put it down for 10 minutes to talk to your child or whatever, you know, and then go back to it, because it's all still going to be on there, because even half a message that half written is still going to be there. So yeah. So if I'm ever texting, you know, you get the 3 dots Holly is typing and it goes.
That's what
it's because
you put your
somebody's
phone down.
talking to me. Yeah. Like so that's what's happened.
I think you've
tried
got
to
one
make a conscious effort
participant,
to do that.
Christoph. He's happy to. He thinks the no phone is a good idea.
Okay,
So
all right.
now you're committed.
Oh God, okay.
Christoph.
Now
Thanks,
you've got to
Christoph.
actually follow through with
Awesome.
Yeah,
no, I'll give it a bit more thought. Maybe it'll be like a 24-hour moving into a 48-hour thing. Let's start small. Like I said, I don't think I've thought this through.
That last tip we had written down there was don't beat yourself up. So even if it doesn't work out, don't be hard on yourself, because if you're trying, then at least you made a progressive step forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Steps.
Any little steps are a good step in the right direction, I guess.
Christoph, I've actually done a race with him, and he is so strong. Just a shout out to Christoph. Bren would be bored. Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think I'm going to survive any time off social media, if I'm honest.
Oh look, you know, if I do it, I mean, I'd like to try and do it. I do. I need to sort of work out when would be a good time to do it, because, you know, work and was he Zwifting and the podcast and what have you. So it will be difficult, but yeah, I'll have to give it a bit more thought, I think.
Yeah. Realistic goals, yeah. But Christoph, how long are you going to be off social media for? And yes, I do props. Look, I've got a prop. Do you like my phone case, by the way? It's lovely, isn't it?
Was that a Christmas present?
No, off Amazon. Yeah. You've got to have a phone case, otherwise your phone breaks, because the amount of times I drop the thing. But you know the most times I drop it is when, you know, when
you're putting it down whilst you talk to someone.
Yeah,
you drop it on your head.
You drop it on your face.
You can tell us those stories next week.
Yeah, like if I've got a black eye, I'll drop my phone on my eye.
Split your eyelid.
Yeah, can't see. My eyes are blurry because I dropped my phone on my eyes. Yeah, so that's
And we were asking everyone if they had any New Year's Eve party gossip, anything fun they did or happened, and everyone was in bed by midnight.
I was a bit disappointed. Where's all the gossip? We asked in our Discord chat. Anyone got any New Year's Eve gossip? And they're all like,
okay, maybe not
cookies and went to bed.
Not this last New Year, but in their when they were younger, any juicy work Christmas parties, or I don't know, just yeah.
I think New
I
Year's
can't
Eve parties
remember. I've slept since then.
are one of those things where they're great if you're single.
Yeah.
But if you're married or in a relationship, it's kind of like it's more annoying than anything else. So we were looking at some of the photos coming in from New Year's Eve in Melbourne.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And the train stations at about 12:30
Oh, they were
a.m.
disgusting.
were like 100,000
Really?
people trying to get out of the city, or even 50,000 people trying to get out of the city at that time. It was just packed solid. So I couldn't have thought of a worse place to be in the city than trying to get home.
But like I said to you, I've been in the city, and I remember in London, my ex-husband and I did the trip into this. I mean, we didn't live far from London. We were like in Wimbledon, but we went into the city for New Year's Eve, had a lovely dinner, and then went to watch the fireworks along the river, along with hundreds of thousands of other people. And then
They're rubbish, I think.
well, they were okay. I mean, we were we were foreigners in the country, and it's like, oh wow, this is so cool. And then the mission to get onto the train, oh my god, I think we must have, I don't know how many train stations or tube stations we had to walk past because they were just too full, like 3 or 4 we had to sort of walk to try and get home. It was an absolute nightmare. And then once you are on the train, your sardines in a can, and you've got, because it's winter, you've got all your layers, your jacket, and it's just, you're hot and sweaty and it stinks because you're all cramped. Nathan hates the train when it's full. Well, he just hates the train, actually.
I hate it.
Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it's absolutely revolting. But I said, maybe I'd love to do it, actually, just take the kids into the city and book a hotel that you have a lovely dinner in the city, but your hotel, has balconies or a terrace where you can actually watch the fireworks from your hotel. I think that'd be awesome. So, just have to
that's
think
a good
smart.
idea, or
And
just turn on
pre-plan.
the telly and watch them on the telly.
or there's that. Or you can be boring and turn the telly on. Although
I watched the Paris fireworks because I was in France for New Year's Eve, and we watched
they would have been good.
The Paris fireworks on the telly, obviously, because
Yeah.
we weren't in Paris, we were in Biarritz, so that was quite cool. But it was a bit the thing is, the French do awesome fireworks, but generally on Bastille Day, which is the 14th of July, like they're like Freedom Day, if you like. New Year's Eve fireworks, they were good, but there was some like singing. I don't know. I just think maybe I'm just getting old and boring. I don't know. It was just like midnight. Can I go to sleep now? Like what?
We
what
had
do I do now?
We had some friends over. Actually, Deb came over. Deb and her husband, and Nathan's best friend and my best friend. They came over as well, and we had a lovely lamb on the spit. And we just I think finished up at 1:00. Very relaxed, and we had the TV on. We were watching the New Zealand fireworks because my friend Karen's a Kiwi, so we were watching those. But the year before last, we were in South Africa visiting my family, and obviously because of the time difference, we spent all day and night just watching all the different fireworks and the different celebrations in all the major cities. And it was actually really. They had it, I think, on Sky News. I think so. There was a nice sort of flow as each city hit New Year, just watching how every city was trying to outshine the other cities with their firework displays.
Or they're all trying to beat
that's
Sydney
what they
here in
do.
Oh,
Melbourne,
they're trying to beat Sydney,
Australia,
yeah.
So.
Oh, Sydney's pretty. Well,
Yeah.
I've never seen it in person, but I've only seen it on TV. All the fireworks off the bridge. It's pretty cool.
I've seen Sydney fireworks. Yeah, they are pretty good. And just going to the chat. Apparently, I should have used Tinder when I was in.
Oh
Biarritz.
yes, absolutely.
Wait, Tinder in Paris?
Well,
Ooh la la.
Oh la la.
No, in Biarritz. I wasn't in Paris. I was in Biarritz,
sure.
which is like near Spain, on the border between.
Oh,
France
even
and
better.
Spain.
You have a
So
choice:
you get,
Frenchmen or Spanishmen.
Yeah. Well,
options. You
should've.
can have options.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even need to speak English. I'm not bothered. Like, whatever. You don't need to speak to me. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I had Yeah, I didn't have any.
Wait, so I've got a question for Holly then.
Yeah.
What's an accent that for lack of a better word,
turns you on.
You appreciate. French, Spanish.
Can I just? My screen has just gone off. Am I still? I'm sorry.
You're frozen.
Issues.
Yes, you are frozen.
Yeah. Just talk. Not sure. I'm trying to fix it.
No, we can hear you. We just can't. Well, we can see you, just not moving. But keep talking.
It's not.
So yes, that the accent. What accent? What accent? Oh. What's my favorite accent? Oh. Well, I'm contractually obliged to say Australian. What's your favorite accent?
A mixture of South African and... My favorite accent is a mixture of South African and English.
Oh, bit boring.
Yeah, it looks like Holly's computer has bitten it, but that's okay.
Crashed.
Because
Is she?
I think we've reached the end of the show anyway.
Well, yes.
I don't know if you can hear me. I
Oh,
can't see anything.
we can hear. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear her? Yeah.
Okay. Not really sure what happened there.
Well, I think. I mean, we're pretty much at the end of today's episode anyway. So in next week's episode, as mentioned earlier, we are going to be discussing doom scrolling and some practical tips of how to manage it. We find out what happens.
About the accents.
And we can, yeah, absolutely. Well, no, I think that might be a whole new topic there. So yes, we'll definitely be picking up on accents and Tinder and, where we can go with that. And before, we get to part 2 of Deb's menopause journey and see how that's affected her and how she's going and future plans with her medication and what have you. So thanks everyone for joining us. So please join the Discord channel. The link is in the description below. And obviously any feedback or any suggestions on topics would be great. Send through your recipes. We've had a lot of interest in people sending through dishes that they've cooked. So we would love for that to continue. I know we've had a bit of, we've had some requests to start a food channel. So that'd be awesome. So yeah, we would love to see what you've been up to in the kitchen, send through the recipes, photos.
Cooking. We don't want to know what else you get up to in the kitchen.
Cooking,
Actually,
yes.
Yeah,
But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave comments, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.
Bye, folks.
See you guys. Bye.
Reach him under the table and kick him.
You just need to give him a look. You don't need to kick him.
The computer's blocking his space. And now, so obviously you started
Hormone replacement therapy prescribed by your doctor at the start of last year. What sort of changes did you experience in your body, I guess? And did it help any of your symptoms? Did it help, your moods? Did it make a big difference?
It did initially. So I have ADHD.